Today, we're making a super simple, yet tasty, whole wheat flatbread. Okay, into your bowl, what do I need?
1 cup whole wheat flour.
This happens to be King Arthur brand, but whatever brand of whole wheat flour you like.
1/4 teaspoon salt.
This is pink Himalayan salt, but regular salt works too.
1/2 teaspoon baking powder.
I did this with yeast also. It just takes longer, but the flavor was roughly the same. I want to mix that up though. Make sure everything is well incorporated before we add any liquid.
So I've measured out 1/2 cup water, but Brian's going to put in a little bit at a time because we might not need that entire 1/2 cup.
Right, I'm just going to put in like half of the 1/2 cup, so a 1/4 cup, and then start mixing that through. You're trying to just make a dough. You're making bread essentially here. This is a quick bread. And see, that's not wet enough. So I put in half of what's left. That way I have 3/4 of a 1/2 cup now, also known as 6 tablespoons. And it's still very, very dry. Looks like I'm probably going to need it all. But I'm going to put in half of what's left yet again. Just because it's funnier to say it that way.
You can also always add more, but it's really tricky to get it out once it's in there.
Yeah. I mean, if you did somehow add too much water, just add more flour. This recipe is very forgiving. And I made it too wet now. Gotta love it when that happens. See, even not putting it all in at once and just putting it a little bit at a time, you can still sometimes mess it up. But it's not that hard to fix. Just grab some whole wheat flour and put in a few tablespoons. Okay, now I just want to mix that through. And you might be thinking, did he do that on purpose just to show us? Oh, you might think that, but I didn't actually. I try not to make mistakes when possible, but I'm not going to hide them from you either, because anybody could do that. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I want to get this out onto my board here and get every last scrap of flour. You paid for it. It's your flour. Scrape it off my spoonula. By the way, I love the spoonula. It's great. It's a spatula. It's a spoon. It's both. It does a great job. We have links to stuff like this in the description of the video. And then I start with the board scraper, just kind of roughly shaping it, because if it sticks, that way it's not sticking to my hands right away. And I can tell this is a little bit too wet still. So I'm just going to sprinkle out some more whole wheat flour, roll it around, get it all coated. You kind of get a feel for it after a while. You want it to be a fairly firm dough. Yeah, that's better. Now we're going to knead it.
If you notice, we gave you the measurements in volume rather than weight. And typically when you're baking, weight is the better option.
Yeah, I usually do it by weight, and I think I converted this to go to volume, and that's probably why some of my numbers weren't working exactly the way I wanted them to. It happens. It's okay. Like I said, this is a very forgiving recipe. It's not crucial, and it's still kind of wet. All right, now this is starting to feel good. It should be a little tacky, but it shouldn't be like sopping wet. Probably add enough flour to make another flatbread here. I do most of our recipes in small quantities because, well, there's only 2 of us, and I know a lot of people don't want to make, 27 loaves of bread at once, so I try to make smaller quantities just for that purpose. To make it easier to measure, I like to make like a tube, like that, and then I'll cut it in half. To me, that still feels really big, so let's make a couple of smaller ones. Same concept. I'm just going to cut each of those in half. While you can weigh it if you want to, I like to just have a rough idea, and we get 4 flatbreads out of this. I'm going to put a little bit more flour down and start patting these out into the shape you want. Now, this is where you have a choice to make. You can make tortillas this way as well. These are flatbreads, more like a pita, really, or a naan. But if you want to make a tortilla, you just go even thinner. See how thin that is, though? That's like 1/4 of an inch or so. That's pretty good to make a pita-style flatbread. Now, if I wanted it to be even flatter and make a tortilla, I probably want to get out a rolling pin and use that. But you totally can. It's totally fine if you want to do it that way.
In the baking process, these are going to poof a little bit. That's what that baking powder was for. So keep that in mind when you are choosing what thickness you want.
Yes, and because there's baking powder in it, you do not want to let this sit for too long because it'll actually because it'll actually just lose all of its effectiveness over time. So you want to kind of, get them shaped and start cooking. I will usually shape one, then start cooking and shape the next one while that one's cooking and continue on that way. That way, you just work through all of your dough and nothing is sitting too long. But for today, I'm just trying to make these, on camera for you. One trick that I have learned, if you notice, I'm using a lot of flour to coat the outside, is keep them a little bit drier than you might think on the outside. That way they cook a little bit better because we're not going to be using any oil to cook these in the pan. Okay, we have all of our flatbreads shaped. Now it's time to go cook them. So I'm just going to grab one right now and head over to the stove. Okay, so I have a cast iron pan here that's been seasoned, but it does not actually have oil in it. So we're going to be cooking without oil. I put it to 6 out of 10 on our stove and let it preheat to about 350 to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll have the Celsius right here on the screen. And once you get to that temperature, then just take your flatbread and lay it in the pan as cleanly as you can. You want it to lay totally flat. Let that cook for 3 to 4 minutes, then flip it over and cook the other side for 3 to 4 minutes. And once it's cooked on both sides, we have our flatbread. Now, right now, it doesn't look like much, but if you let it steam, and for that, I like to use these tortilla warmers, but you can also just wrap it in a towel and let it sit for, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes. And your patience will be rewarded. Now it's time for the best part of every cooking show. Let's taste one of these. Now, they've been sitting in the steamer for a little while. See how pliable they are? That's not breaking. So you could totally make a pita out of this or a gyro. But when you tear them open, look at that texture. Here you go, baby.
Thank you.
And the idea, it's a flatbread, it's meant to be eaten however you want. We've been known to put PB Fit on this and some preserves and just make it like a peanut butter and jelly.
You can dip it in hummus. You can make a sandwich out of it. Whatever you want to use. You can even make little mini pizzas with this.
Yes, you can. You can do almost anything with these. The flavor on them, they have that whole wheat flavor. So if you're not a huge fan of whole wheat, honestly, try to adjust. I wasn't at first, and it's taken me a couple years to get there. I'm starting to like whole wheat stuff better than white because it actually has more complexity. There's more going on. It feels kind of roasty. It's hard to explain, but this actually came out really, really nice.
I'm ready for a sandwich.
Storage options. Easiest thing you can do, put these into some sort of a plastic bag and keep them on your counter for like a day. Beyond that, you want to do something for longer term preservation. Freezing them is totally fine. You just want to like microwave them or throw them in the air fryer for a minute or so just to heat them up, not the microwave for a minute. The microwave's just to de-chill them.
Right. Whatever method you choose to heat them back up, make sure to put them back into the tortilla warmer if you have one, wrap them up and let them steam again so that way they'll be more pliable.
You can keep them in the fridge too. With the fridge, you definitely want to heat them up though because they might get that like stale kind of taste going. But we're going to continue probably eating these and make a couple of sandwiches or something. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on The Bistro.